This is RC Tech Pro Fly-In. This is the prototype of my use any lipo with the Solo. So let's take a closer connection. I have right here, I have the XT60 connector, and then I've got my balancing. It's got a female plug on this cabinet here. I have actually drilled a hole, and then it's I put some hot glue on it. All I do is plug in my lipo, and this way it gives me my reading. So right now, if we look at the my radio, actually my phone, it's at 99%. There is something that you have to do to get a full information onto the Solo to your transmitter in order for you to get 99% with this. We're at 16.69 volts and 16 satellites that connected immediately. So we're going to go ahead and give you a maiden flight with this project. We'll show you how well it runs.
Not recording.
I don't have my camera on there. I just want to test and fly it around here. So let's step back. All right, this battery is a lot lighter than the Solo battery, so right now it runs pretty good. So with this battery, I've tested out. Right now it's a little windy outside. I'm going to get 8 minutes. This is a 4,000 milliamp 4S battery is what this is. So this battery charged up really well with my RC B6 charger, a balance charger, and I'm going to show you information what you need to do to recalibrate the BMS system and for this application. Right now you're going to notice the lights on it are full, so I'm actually at 85% on the battery. And one of the things you have to be very careful about, this thing does not go to 8% and then return to home. It's at 20%. When it reaches 20% battery life, it's going to automatically give you the alarm and it's going to return back to home, so you got to be very careful with that. So I should get about 8 minutes out of this battery because it's at 25C. It's not a low discharge. So it runs pretty good. I mean, this is the one that I use basically for this type of testing. I haven't used it on the number 2 Solo with the gimbal. This right now is going to be my test aircraft, and it does pretty good. What I found out is that you can change the milliamp hours on the battery and mission planner. One of the problems is that whatever battery you plugged into this BMS circuit is going to memorize that immediately and kind of store it into its memory on that board. So you can fake it by, if you know what the milliamp hour of the lipo battery you have, you can actually enter it and get a full running function without going to 20% return to home alarm. I did that yesterday or last night, and I noticed that it can keep running, and it brought it down to really low percentage. So it is a fact that you can change it. Do something? Oh, yeah, hold on. Put it on pause. I'm going to go ahead and fly it around and try to eat up the battery. Right now we are at 58%. We're at 4 minutes and 7 seconds right now. I was pushing it a little bit. Generally on this particular battery, you'll get about 8 minutes, and it's calculated very well. This one here is the one that I balanced the motors with the silver air conditioner silver tape, the foil tape, and balanced the props really well, so it flies really well. The this battery on this copter here on this is very light. So you see I have the they look like bungee straps, I guess you want to call it, and I have Velcro on the bottom just to hold it in place. So you notice now the lights right now, so the battery's showing 50%. So you're going to see right now we're at 14.77 volts right now, and so far we're doing pretty good. I think it's doing pretty good. We're at 44%, 5 minutes, 33 seconds in. We are at 19 satellites. I noticed when I didn't have the cover and I had the battery kind of going over the cover where the GPS is, I was only getting 7 satellites. But I'm at 19 satellites with this, the way the battery is sitting. This is a temporary fix until I find a battery that will fit inside the cabinet and close it up. Right now, this worked really well. I did try a 10,000 milliamp battery with this, which stood up. I had to stand it up vertically on its side. And yeah, I got 15 minutes only because it was pulling major amps. Right now with it in loader mode, it was literally pulling 21 to 22 amps just in loader mode with that 10,000 milliamp battery, which in turn was actually taking half of the battery life because the motor's only designed for so many amperage, so it was actually working really hard. It worked really well. I got to the point because I set the milliamps in the mission planner to 10,000 milliamps, and I was able, without no return to home, unless I called it to stay up in the air down to, and only problem is that if the milliamp on the battery is not correct and you put it in a mission planner, the problem is that battery, you're going to kill the battery. It'll keep running. I mean, I was like at 14.30 volts, and I was already like at 76%. Okay, my battery warning just came on at 25%. I'm at 7 minutes. Look at that, almost perfect time in 7.26 seconds. 7 minutes 26 going to 30. Now watch when it gets to 20%, it's going to give the alarm that it's going to basically say low battery. Let's see if it does it. We're not at 20 satellites. There we go. Look at that. Return to home. I just stopped it. I'm going to bring it in myself and land it. You see that? 20%, exactly 20%, you get the alarm.